Hello, this is the LEGO Creator 3-in-1 Modern House, new for 2024. I bought it for $100 US and it comes with 939 pieces. Now, all these things on my arms represent donations to charity made by viewers like you while I was building this live over on Twitch, but more on that later. In this video, we're just looking at the main build, or the A model, and it is a 3-in-1, so I will cover the other two builds of this, the official ones, under a separate cover. As you can see, this is, well, if you're familiar with this, kind of like a later mid-century modern style of house, not the most modern of modern style, but this overall architectural movement has persisted to this day and has actually kind of become popular once again, most recently, which is just interesting how long that has lasted. You've got mostly two main levels here, but a third over here to give a little bit of extra ceiling space for a nice little lighting installation. This does not have any modularity to it with the ability to move things around, to restack things or to change the configuration of it easily. It is built in modules initially. Like all of this over here is one thing, and then this is one thing here, and then this all comes together, and ultimately you do kind of tape those or tack them together with a handful of pieces, and they're pretty secure and everything, but this really is designed to be just put together in one way and used that way. From the ground level, you have to kind of imagine what's going on over here for the side entrance, but there are some natural cut stone stairs that have been set up over here. I'm not sure exactly what's supposed to be over here. Maybe I'm thinking like a succulent garden or something on the side of a hill, but then you've also got this beach here, so maybe not succulents that close. Again, use your imagination. A small little pier that you can walk out onto, and you have a view through this window and through many of the windows, obviously, of some nice waterfront scene. I'm assuming that this goes out to ocean. There's a little fire pit right here, so you can stay warm when you're hanging outside and it's cool. A couple of interesting builds for seats. Now they don't have any studs, so if the figure just has to sit there, it's not going to be really attached. But it's a nice, very sleek build for that. This is kind of like the front door, I'm assuming. So is it front or is it back? Do you kind of go through the main entertainment area to get to the front? That's a design approach that I'm personally not used to, but that's basically what they've suggested here. Of course, you can move the chairs out of the way. You got a pool right here as well. I'm assuming that maybe when this comes up to high tide, it almost feels like an infinity pool. And just imagine this being filled up. A couple of flippers stored out here. Those are in the coral color. Just a little bit of foliage around the side. So it's not really a fully arid area. And then you build up these really funky looking palm trees. I mean, they're different, they're interesting. In the alternate builds, you're going to be using those pieces in different ways, but I'm personally not the biggest fan of the look of these. I think they're convincing enough from a distance. You know what they're going for, but they're just so spiky though. Look at that. A macaw just happens to be on the roof. The design of this is actually really good. Sometimes over the years, these creator little small builds for birds get a little bit repetitive, but that one is actually really nice. You can see that this is actually clipped. This whole section here is clipped in rather than just being attached with normal studs up construction. Does reveal just a little bit of the stuff that you don't want to see there, but it's not too bad. And let's take a look at the interior to the best of our ability. Again, this is not designed to be taken apart, so you can't even pull the roof off the way you would normally expect to get better access. So this is going to work best for people with small hands. It's not even a significant amount of height here. You don't have a whole lot of extra room to work in there. You can do it, but it's just tighter than usual. I think that's supposed to represent an old alarm clock back there in the corner, maybe one that has a calculator built into it. Again, this thing is intended to be a little bit dated. Just a little bit of furniture in the back with the end tables or side tables, and then the flowers back there. See if I can get that to focus just a little bit better. Over to this side is a stone tiled bathroom space, and there's even a rubber ducky over there to just really make sure that you understand that that's what that is supposed to be. Looking up above, you can see the shower head right up there coming off the ceiling. A little bit difficult to see though. Access out to the balcony space, and you can see the flower out there. I'm I want that to be a geranium. I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but that's just kind of where my mind went with it. A little study area here, and place to hang out. It's all stylish with. Look at this. Look at this build for this chair. It's next level. It's fancy. It's kind of old school, but I like it. I like it. A little bit abstract, more colorful than usual for the bookcase. Just a couple small things up there. And then this light element, this easily could have had a light brick in it, but they don't have one here. But it's just so large. They basically give you this entire additional ceiling space just to highlight this. And it's worth it. I think that's valuable. The tall ceiling, you also bring in just a little bit of life with the plant off here to the corner. I can imagine that being a ficus, or maybe even a China doll plant, if you think of each of these leaves representing clusters of leaves. Down here is the kitchen area, just a couple of seats. Got the coral color there. My gosh, when I was growing up, 70s, 80s, we actually had coral colored chairs. They had backs on them though, but that sends me back. It's actually pretty nice how they've tried to set up the kitchen area a little bit differently than usual. It just doesn't look like the norm for Lego, and that's good. That's definitely said in a positive way. It just has a little bit of variation from what I'm used to. This is the inside of the entrance area, and then this is the living room. They got the glass coffee table there. Pretty simple build for a couch, or a small couch, or love seat. You can actually adjust the angle of the back a little bit because it's attached with a clip and bar system. Side table there, and no TV. That's something you don't frequently see these days. Usually they're always going to have a big TV, and instead they've got a suggestion that this person enjoys live music, unless that is just for the sake of decoration, which it very much could be. But I think everything here makes sense for a specific period. And I like the liveliness, the colorfulness of it. And again, just the fact that it's different. It's not what we usually get, even if it's not perfect, even if it definitely has some issues with access. I like a lot of the small details, the proportions, and it's a pretty efficient use of pieces too. There are only 2 figures in the set, but they also are interesting and just different. It almost feels like there was some fresh blood brought onto the team. Somebody who has not done Lego minifig scaled buildings before came in to do this set. That's just what it feels like. I don't actually know. It's just everything has a little bit different flavor to it, and I like that. I like variety personally. Just not following the exact same formulas, because we have definitely had some formulas and some colors and some styles that you just expect, and this breaks from that. I appreciate it. These are the parts I had left over. I believe I was short one stud piece in this. I forget which color it was, but I was able to grab one from the extra, so that system worked. Again, I paid $100 US for this. It's 100 euros, 90 pounds UK, or $140 Canadian for 939 pieces with 2 minifigures at first glance. And just overall, to me, just the totality of what I see here doesn't quite feel like $100 worth of stuff. But I think that if it had more figures, if it had like 4 figures, it would feel easily worth $100 by Lego standards in 2024, which is still expensive, as Lego has always been an expensive toy. But this does feel just a little bit lacking to me. It has a good amount of exterior volume to it, but while building it, I really felt what feel to me like corners cut with the floors, and just everything really minimized. It's a very efficient build, which I'm assuming is an indication of the designer doing a good job to try to maximize what they were able to get out of the set for the given budget that they were assigned. But I think I'm spoiled recently by the Friends sets and also the most recent City sets, where you have this much, but then you also have additional structure in the floors and in the walls, the ability to remove the roof, the ability to remove major sections of it and kind of rearrange those around, and also to get better access in there, with our huge figure hands. So it does feel like less stuff than usual for this size of exterior build, but it's still within a reasonable range. I would love to see this at like $85, something like that. So it's really not feeling excessively expensive to me, just a little bit. And it is a 3-in-1. I will cover the other 2 builds fully in a separate pair of videos, but I have to go through these one at a time these days because I'm only able to buy 1 kit at a time. And I do need to get the content out to you at a reasonable pace. As for this was fundraising for Stand Up to Cancer for the team Stand Up Builders for 2024. Again, each of these stickers represents 1 donation from one very kind and generous viewer out there. It happened live on Twitch. But if you're watching this before August 19th, you'll find a link in the video description to the Tiltify campaign. If you're familiar with Tiltify, it's a way for charities to receive funds from different levels and groups of fundraisers. And again, I'm working as an individual with the JANG fan community, but then we've also got a team that we're a part of, and then we're an event that we're part of. Ultimately, it all just funnels up directly to Stand Up to Cancer, which you can learn more about at standuptocancer.org. And thanks especially to the folks who have just been unsung heroes, donating through that link when I'm not even live, so they're not even seeing anything come up immediately on the screen. Because I've got, while I'm live, this fun redeems and memey things that come up that just provide some additional little bits of entertainment and confirmation, and everybody celebrates it. But the folks doing it offline as well deserve to feel very good about yourselves because you've done a wonderful thing supporting a very important and very powerful cause. So thank you again. Thank you for making it through this much of the video. Hope that I provided some kind of value to you here with what I've shown and how I've shown it, and I'll talk to you again soon.